You are watching G-Level. This is G-Style. G-Style. Modern green fashion. G-Style.
It's oh so sexy. So green or black?
Welcome to the world of G-Style.
Hey, I'm Sarah and welcome to G Living's G-Style, where we feature cutting-edge fashion in this and every season's must-have color, green. On today's show, we feature 3 designers at fashion extravaganza Eco Nouveau. We make over an English rose. Stuart Brown dropped by our studio to debut their latest collection, and we're invited to the launch of a new high-end ethical clothing line. Up first, we head downtown to the runways of Eco Nouveau.
It's been done. From New York to LA, 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 to LA.
Hey everyone, we are here at Eco Nouveau. We're at a fabulous church in downtown Los Angeles, and Fashion Week is being kicked off in a green fashion, so to speak. Amanda Sheed had the first fashion show here. Now describe Amanda Sheed collection.
We made it into the global fairyland theme, and the whole idea is to have colorful and sexy styles that reflect the new age, which is really believing in the green and saving our earth, create an environment that we all happily live in.
What's your favorite eco fabric?
At the moment, it's organic cotton because I just added it to the collection and for spring next year. Okay. And it used to be this recycled cashmere, but it seems like it fits my personality perfectly with fashion. I'm constantly looking for new things.
By our second designer of the night, Backhouse. Could you briefly describe your style?
My style is really all about tailored comfort. I really try to incorporate a lot of classic lines and shapes that are flattering to a universal woman. But I really try to embody a very strong sense of femininity in everything that I do without being overtly sexual.
What would you say would be the message you're giving across?
Well, I mean, the first message absolutely is that, you don't need to sacrifice any kind of a sense of style for social responsibility. But at the end of the day, I want people to wear my clothes because they feel like they're beautiful and they feel beautiful in them. I mean, I try to honor a very, a long legacy of iconic women in everything that I do. This collection was very much inspired by Bette Midler, Angie Dickinson, these powerful women in the 1970s type of era that had, a really, really strong sense of self. They were smart, they were confident, and, they weren't afraid to be feminine and vulnerable and strong all at the same time.
Why did you choose sustainable fashion?
Honestly, at the end of the day, I think it kind of chose me. When I started, designing, it was a bit of a no-brainer. I really just felt like it was my responsibility as a manufacturer of clothing to not add to the amount of waste that we produce in our society. I always say I'm a believer in consumerism, and I think it's an amazing part of our capitalist world, but I just think we have a responsibility to not be so wasteful, and it's something that we could all take a second to think about.
We are now behind the scenes. We just saw the last collection of Gary Harvey's, which was very impressive. But you obviously have a sense of humor too. There are a few pieces like the trench coats, and I thought, you're having fun.
For me, it was all about icons. It was all about recognizable pieces that you see in your everyday life, and it's day wear, it's sportswear, it's whatever. It's like, and then you suddenly get it transformed into this context that says it's not day wear, it's not casual wear, it's a ball gown or a wedding dress or whatever it is. You then have to reconsider what your expectation of that garment is, and Whether that's a sense of humour, whether that's just my like twisted mentality, I don't know. But I love it. I like taking the familiar and twisting it and making it into something different.
Your collection has a London vibe to it. It's more cutting edge. There's something about London, and it's reflected in your clothes too, I must say.
Yeah, I don't know, like some people say London, some people say, like there's definitive pieces that are from London, like the Financial Times, some of the streetwear.
Catherine Hammett one.
Yeah, Catherine Hammett, a fucking fantastic woman. She's doing some great stuff, and I've admired her since I was like, you know, starting out in the business, and you know, she's great. And I was so happy to partner with her on getting her t-shirts to make something for myself. So
when George was wearing those back in the day, I was a team up of it.
I wore them back in the day. I saved up all my grant when I was at college, and like, yeah, bought one back. That's good. Now I'm friends with her.
And why green?
I am green. That's part of who I am. I'm a vegetarian. I'm ecologically minded. I'm not a Buddhist, but I really believe in a lot of the Buddhist philosophy, and I think people are too orientated around their own family at the expense of their community. There's nothing wrong with looking after your own, but there are people that live next door, down the road, across the border, across the sea, and we are a global community, and we should, you know, be a little bit more compassionate.
After the break, we geify a brainy bombshell from across the Atlantic, and Stuart Brown pays us a visit. We here at G Living are always after a roving reporter of a certain caliber. Let's see, they need to have a high IQ, phenomenal black book, access to socially conscious celebs, think Bono, and their own credit card. And boy, did we luck out. Elizabeth Kucinich, congratulations.
Thank you.
You excited about your new post?
I'm incredibly excited, absolutely.
Good. Well, look, we here at G Living Care, we're not just going to send you out with this camera and your own credit card. We're also going to make sure that you look the part. So tell me, why have you got these suitcases?
I've been on the road 3 months on the campaign trail, and yeah, my wardrobe really needs help.
Okay, well, we're going to get right into that. Summer, eco boutique owner, you know what's going on in organic clothing. What have you brought today?
I brought some great pieces from our fall collection, a lot of organic cotton pieces, some other great sustainable fabrics.
Okay, and I see you've also picked some of the key pieces in Elizabeth's wardrobe to
We
mix
did.
and match, because obviously this is reality. You got to blend the new with the old.
Absolutely. Actually, the most eco-fashionable wardrobe is the one you already have. So very cool that we went through what she had first, and then we're going to supplement that with some great pieces.
Okay, perfect. I think we should start trying them on. This is really sweet. I like the denim. Who are these by?
This is Del Forte denim, so it's 100% organic cotton.
How about the shirt? What is
This shirt is also 100% organic cotton. This is by Loyal. She's a designer out of New York City. It's got kind of some femininity to it.
And what else have you got there, Summer?
Well, we have a jacket for her. This is a fleece sweatshirt material, so it's going to feel like a sweatshirt, but it's going to look like a tailored jacket.
I like that.
And then it's got a nice little detail here and a built-in scarf. The bag is made out of reclaimed seat belts, believe it or not.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, isn't that great?
Let's see how you go with number 2.
All right.
That looks great. How does it feel on you?
I love this cut.
Good. And this is a Stuart Brown piece, am I right?
Yes, this is 100% organic cotton from Stuart Brown, a great empire waist, which is super flattering.
Now we're going to pair it with some stuff from your wardrobe, because it's all about recycling.
The thing I love about this jacket is it has a simple line. It adds color to the outfit, and it pairs well with the brown dress, and it adds a lot of class, which I think is very presidential. We also have this great scarf that we're going to tie Euro style, which is a good look for this season. It goes nicely with the brown and the pink.
Okay, final outfit. For me, that's totally G Living. It's comfortable, modern, clean. That's another Stuart Brown top, right? I recognize that because I have one myself.
These trousers are made with mill-end fabric, so the last little bit left over the fabric, some smaller designers take that instead of wasting it, and they use it in their collection.
Very nice.
The very fashionable thing about that is that it's a limited edition.
And Summer, I think you have a little gift here for Elizabeth.
Yeah, some great sustainable pieces for her clothing collection.
It's step 2 of your makeover, where we look at your hair and possibly do something with it. So how are you feeling about it?
Nervous.
Okay, well, it's your hair, so you can be. This is Lauren. She is a fabulous hairdresser here.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. What are your needs and what are you kind of looking for today?
I have many early mornings, ridiculously early mornings, where I might go on a TV show and not have anyone to help me, so I want something that's really quick so that I don't have to get up ridiculously early.
Wow, let's see you, Elizabeth. Very nice. Is it what you wanted?
Yes.
Third and final step now is the makeup to complete your makeover, and this is Christian.
Hello, darling. How are you, Elizabeth? Nice to meet you.
You too.
You're very fair complected, and you're jumping from environment to environment. So you really want to do anything you can do to really protect the skin. You have amazing eyes, right? So what I really want to do is I really just kind of want to pop that eye color a little bit. We'll keep it something simple and effective that you can do. Being that you're traveling around a lot, lips can become quite dehydrated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the lips, and I'm going to use just a touch of lip gloss over them.
We have completed your makeup. You have new clothes, new hair, and a new look.
Yes.
How does it feel?
Feels great.
Well, now you're the epitome of the modern green woman. Here's your camera.
Thank you.
Off to work.
I'm going.
Good.
Thank you.
Stick around, designers in the house, and we make a fashion statement in Hollywood, coming up on G-Style. Stuart Brown are more than just a design label. This husband and wife team are ethical pioneers, carving a name for themselves in the world of green fashion. They stopped by our studios to preview their Spring-Summer 2008 collection. Karen and Howard, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Before we delve into your fashions, can you tell us a bit about Fado de Mar, obviously from the Portuguese singing? How was that your inspiration?
Yeah, so recent travels to Portugal. We've been spending quite a bit of time there and have moved some of our production over to Portugal.
Okay.
Which has a long history in the textile industry, which inspired us, not to mention the culture and the people and the art. And we just figured, like, since we were there producing, we had all this, creative stimuli all over us, and that's kind of how Karen and I operate. It's like whatever we're inspired by filters its way into the collection. And it's a piece of us too, so that's kind of where it all came from.
Let's get definitions out of the way. What is the definition of ethical fashion?
Ethical fashion, to me, is a way of looking at the whole process in which that you develop your collection. From where it's produced, the people that are producing it, the environment they're producing it in, the fibers that make up the product, how it's shipped, how it's packaged, how it's delivered to the customers.
Are there any challenges in designing in
None.
a sustainable way?
No, just kidding.
Super easy, right?
Tons of challenges.
Yeah,
It's an ongoing challenge, actually. It was a challenge when we began because nobody was really doing this. So we really had to figure everything out on our own and develop a lot of stuff on our own that we weren't expecting to, like fabrics and fabrications, and to convince our suppliers to go into organic, which they didn't really want to do.
Tell me about, the fabrics in particular are really intriguing to me. How do you go about developing a new fabric? How do you know you need a new fabric, and then where do you even start in that process?
Well, you have to start from the fiber. You have to find the most premium fiber and then apply it into different textures and styles and weight to fabric. And then you really find the right silhouettes that will work with that as well.
And we also do a tremendous amount of research to determine whether or not a fiber actually is viable for us and if it meets our criteria.
You told me off camera you're both fine arts backgrounds. There's not an MBA between you. How did you manage to get on top of the business side of things?
It's passion. Look, if you're going to be the captain of the ship, then you got to know how to steer it and how to drive it. If you have a love for nature and you're conservation minded and you're exposed to a lot of conservational issues, it's a pretty small step towards organic and sustainable fashion. And the first thing you just ask yourself is like, okay, what can I do? How can I be part of the solution and not just part of the problem? We come from a really dirty industry, fashion, and we're just designers. But that's what our whole mission in life is to create. So we have to figure out a way to create within an ethical or sustainable framework. What's
your opinion of where we're at now with sustainable clothing?
I think that we're at a real crossroads, personally, and I think the reason for that is because with sustainable, the sexiest part of that is probably organic, and it's probably the most well-known. But if you know anything about organic, you know that the farmers have to have 4 years to have their crops certified. So there's only a finite supply of organic that's out there. And once the big guys start coming into the marketplace, they start buying up all the raw materials. The little guys don't have any fiber to work with. This is a revolution from the bottom up, not from the top down. And we need independent, spirited and minded designers such as ourselves to really push the limits of integrity and honesty about what sustainable, organic, and ethical design is.
I wanted to thank you both, Karen and Howard, for coming in and showing us your collection. Up next, bold graphic statement tees, which can only mean one designer, or can it? Now, it takes a lot to drag us away from Venice Beach, but when we heard about the launch of a super cool new ethical t-shirt line at American Rag in Hollywood, we got motivated. Friday night, we're here in Hollywood for the launch party for a new ethical clothing line, Social Atelier. But is it just me, or is someone else getting a little sense of deja vu? So talk about Hollywood dreams coming true. You guys launched in May, and now look at you. You're in Fred Segal and you're in American Rag, two of my favorite stores. How do you feel?
I feel wonderful, very accomplished.
Now listen, I've checked out your stuff. You know, I like it. I really like it. Cool. I'm angling for a t-shirt. I'm going to see if I can get one by the end of the night. Did you know that you were destined to do this?
I don't know. I think I was always destined to find a way to feel like I'm giving back to the world while still combining fashion. It wasn't feel good enough for me. I didn't feel like I was giving back enough that I felt good about myself every day getting up.
The t-shirt's organic. How about the printing?
The printing right now, we're working on developing rice inks.
Right.
The first season's printing is a dual process. We print with the ink and then we overlay with a clear gel paper. We are looking to get more sustainable and organic.
Are you a model? Is that your main gig?
You know what? I used to do it when I was a little younger.
But I gotta ask it, how come it costs so much?
You know, a lot of that has to do with the donation component for our brand. Also, it's on 100% organic, which kind of drives up the cost a little bit for us.
Okay.
You know what? I think a lot of it too is the retailers that we're in.
Right.
We started off at Fred Segal, and they sort of dictated our price point. We're actually on the lower end of Fred Segal's price point.
I know, $88 for a single at a Fred Segal is a bargain.
Exactly.
So you came out of retirement.
We came out of retirement for Social Atelier.
Give us the Zoolander, straight to camera. Oh. Did you do a piece for each theme? I know they're doing genocide, AIDS.
Yes, I did. Yeah, there's a Darfur one, there's an Africa one. It's a piece about it's just body image, and basically it's like a basic collage, but based off women I know, women with plastic surgery, women without, and just kind of collaged it to where almost creating like a Frankenstein with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the women with plastic surgery, let you photograph them?
Yeah.
They did? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's LA.
Yeah, this is LA.
The bold writing on the plain t-shirt, where'd you come up with that idea?
Very intentional. It's kind of the purest expression of a rage that's happening in the world.
I was kind of being cheeky. You know, when I first saw your brand, I love it, but I was like, I've seen that before. And it was Catherine Hammett. Remember Choose Life? I don't know if I'm dating myself here, but I was a Wham fan. He doesn't know. He's so nice.
I love,
Right, you love Wham. Come on.
I love
hey,
the cars,
that's right. Don't leave me alone, this Wham cat. Catherine Hammett, she was a pioneer in ethical fashion. So
An amazing designer.
An amazing designer.
Amazing designer.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I love Catherine Hammett.
Now, I got to say a word to you. Jitterbug. Does that mean anything?
No.
Wham. Wake me up before you go. When I first saw your line, I was like, oh my God, I'm going back
People have
in
been
my
saying
past.
that to
Really? Choose Life is not just me. I thought I was a genius.
Like 3rd grade for me.
3rd grade, right. That's probably about the same as me, actually. Yeah. Were you a fan of Wham?
Yes, I did.
Remember George Michael and his Choose Life?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. It was Catherine Hammett, I mean, she was an ethical pioneer in fashion. Was that an inspiration for you?
I don't think it was really an inspiration. We knew what she was doing. We were very aware of it, but we wanted to go out and do something on our own where we really stood for not only ethical consumerism and sustainability, but social causes and giving back and aligning ourselves with organizations seasonally that we would work with.
I noticed on your website you have a collective of academics and
artists,
thought leaders, and who are the academics? I'm curious.
Academics that we work with, we're working with the Jewish World Watch right now for season 1, and they are actually a group of academics that kind of came together and formed an organization to help the women and children of Darfur through the Solar Cooker Project.
When I found out what the cause was for,
You're
totally
like, no
was
way.
down. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
No, I was like, I'm in. Count me in. Yeah. I'll do it for free.
Yeah. No, what
I did.
Cheap man, did I give you a t-shirt? I'm on a mission to get a t-shirt.
Yes, yes, I got a t-shirt.
Oh, you got a t-shirt?
Yeah.
$88, they're not giving him out for free, I tell you that much. What do you think about fashion? Do you think it's green is a fad right now? Or is it just a hot fad?
No. It became a fad, but it's gonna turn into something way more than that. You don't see it just in fashion. First off, you see it with the vodka that we're drinking. You see it with the cars that everyone's driving. You see it with the homes that are being built. and you see it with, and now you're seeing it with apparel finally. So it's way bigger than that, and I think everybody's finally getting it. Now is the time to get it.
What do you think about fashion? Can it save the world?
I don't think fashion can save the world, but I definitely think it can help. And people can start to use fashion as a medium for expressing their desire to change the world.
All right, yeah, well, hopefully I'll be walking out with one of your t-shirts on my back. I'm working on you and Andre, so we'll see what happens with that. But listen, thanks so much for having us here. It's a great party, and
Thank you for coming.
That's it for our show today. I'm Sarah, and I'll see you next time on G Style.